I went to another Fleshwater show in San Francisco. I saw them last year at the Boiler Room, and they're my, I guess I've mentioned them once or twice. They're one of my favorite modern bands. Um, they recently released a new album that I'm really into. Kind of like their first album. I started off like, yeah, this is good, and then I just kept listening to it. Something about their music just clicks super hard for me, and stylistically, it's just my jam. It is just my jam. I used them at the start of the Illbleed video. So I'm not the biggest live music guy in that I'm not just chomping at the bit to go to my next show or whatever, but I do enjoy, if I'm really into an artist, it is really cool to go see them live. It's a different experience. It's great. The show itself was great. I liked the openers. The energy of the crowd, and this was true last time, and maybe it's just the area, or I don't know. Maybe it's just because they are the headlining act, whatever. They are the main act, but Fleshwater crowds have wonderful energy, just super high. Someone got thrown into a security guard. Someone was crowd surfing and got thrown into a security guard at the front of the stage. Apparently, I talked after the show to a guy who got there early specifically so he could be near the barricade, the very front. And he said that as soon as Fleshwater started playing, after two opening acts, the barricade just immediately flipped. The crowd was great. People were cool. I had a great time. I thought the set was pretty good. There was like one song from the new album that I wish they had played that they didn't, that I was like bummed out about, and it made me want to. I walked out and I just wanted to see them again. I had an awesome time, and there's a couple things I wanted to go into specifics about. Namely, so there were two interesting interactions that I had. When I went, one of them was terrible. I had a bad interaction with another human being. On my way into the venue, it was at the Fillmore in San Francisco again. I got the wand, like wavy thing to detect any metal on me or something, and I got cleared, and then I walked, and there was another guy who was doing additional pat downs, and I was like, sure, okay, sure. So I T-pose, and as he's patting me down, he starts asking me if I have any blades or sharp objects on me, and I say, only my sharp wit. And he did not like that. He did not like that at all. He scowled at the ground. He didn't look at me after that. And I was like, all right, man. Look, can you lighten up a little? Your job is to figure out if someone has violent objects on them, or they're gonna fucking bomb the venue. Can you have a little fun, dude? He did not like that shit. The second interaction was so I didn't mention when I said it was a bad interaction. It was bad because of me. I am responsible for the bad interaction. The other one, I wouldn't say was bad. It was just okay. So again, while I was waiting in line, there was a member of staff for the venue who was going down and saying that if anyone wanted to go to the bar, that we needed to provide an ID, that we were over 21, and then we'd get a wristband. And I'm not an alcohol drinker, but I was planning on getting something to drink at some point. So I figured that if I was standing around with an ambiguous drink in my hand, I just didn't feel like getting age checked by the staff. So I might as well just get the wristband. Needless to say, I was fairly confident that I appeared somewhat adult. I was there by myself. I was I don't know. You guys have seen me in my videos. I guess I could presumably pass for being under 21, but I feel like I could easily pass. I'm getting preemptively defensive going into this story. Pass for over 21. And I'm a 23-year-old man. I'm a man. Soon to be 24, which feels like kind of scary. So before the second opener, I was chilling out on the balcony, in the balcony area that they have that overlooks the main floor. And I figured that I knew that I was going to be working up a bit of a sweat once Fleshwater came on. I always kind of chill out and sit down during the openers because, like, straight up, I am not moshing for an opener. I need to conserve some energy. I don't care how good they are. I'll get into it, but I'm not doing anything very hard. So before the second opener, when the floor cleared a little bit and people are moving around during setup, I went down to the bar, and there was a couple it's a fairly long bar, and the bartender at the end, I walked up to him and he said, "Hey, what can I do for you?" And I said, What sodas do you have?" Now, I'm going to exaggerate it a little bit, but this is approximately, like, in my mind how it felt. Because as soon as I asked for a soda, he changed a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, well, we have a Coke, we have Diet Coke, we have Sprite, we have ginger ale." And I said, I'll have a ginger ale. And he goes, "Sure can do, buddy." And I was like, okay. So I pay for it, and he just takes a can of ginger ale and puts it in a cup. And when he's done, he puts the cup on the counter, and he goes, "Do you want me to make it awesome?" And I said, "Sure." And he put a lime on the rim of the cup. And I said, "Thank you." And I took my drink and I walked back up to the balcony. And I thought about it for a little bit. And what's so fucked up, like, okay, like, why did it have to be children's entertainer mode, man? Like, I had the wristband. Maybe he probably couldn't see it, I guess. What's so fucked up about it is that he was being earnest. He was not talking down to me. He was genuinely being nice, and I think in his mind, as soon as I asked for a soda, he thought that he was going to be really nice and be like, "Oh, I'm going to make a fun memory of a nice interaction at a show for this little boy who is probably here with his parents." No, I'm 23 years old. I pay taxes. God damn it. I can drink. I want a ginger ale's it's an adult drink. It's kind of sophisticated. It has, it's got ginger in it. It's not like an apple juice. Oh, apple juice, it's so childish, but you put alcohol in it, suddenly it's an adult drink. Like, you're adult. I think ginger ale is more adult drink than that. Fuck you. It was good, and it hydrated me, and I felt good by the time I went down to the actual dance floor. for Fleshwater to come out. Because I get into it. I'm a bit of I wasn't in the pit. I was like one layer of people back. I kind of moseyed, sort of scooted my way through a couple people to get closer to the front. It was very tight. It was very hot. I sweat. I knew I was going to sweat a lot just from the proximity of people. I was going to be hot, and then to say nothing of how much I was actually going to be moving. So I had a great time, and I also want to do a quick product shout out. I don't know how quick this is actually going to be. Nothing's ever quick with me, ladies. So the last time that I went to a show, I came out and my ears were ringing, and it was ringing for like an hour or two. And if you don't know, ringing in your ears is the sound of hearing loss. It's the sound of your hearing being damaged. There are tiny hairs in your ear canal that pick up on different frequencies of sound, and when they are overstressed, they can break, and they don't heal back. And the reason that they are ringing is because ringing is your brain's version of white noise. And usually we just tune it out, but there's always a little bit of ringing in your head, in your ears. Like right now, you're probably going to start noticing it. But we don't usually think about it because we just tune it out because we're so used to it, the same way that, we tune out our noses, even though technically we're always looking at our noses. Our brain just kind of ignores it. And the reason you hear ringing after a really loud event is because your brain isn't used to suddenly not having certain frequencies. Now, I haven't been to too many things where my ears were ringing, but my dad was really into the San Francisco punk scene when he was in his 20s. And he went to so many shows that he has lasting tinnitus. He cannot... I finally put it together why my dad always had to sleep with a TV around. My parents always had a TV in their room, and then when they got divorced, my mom took the TV, and my dad started sleeping on the couch. And the reason for that was because that's in the living room was where there was a TV. And he needs a low level of noise at a certain frequency so that he can actually fall asleep, and it's not painful, because it's like it can get bad enough that he has really bad headaches from the really intense ringing in his ears. So that's something that I've been... It's in my head, okay, I know that can happen. And what really got me to think about it was, one, the show that I went to. And also there's another YouTuber named Swell Entertainment. She does videos that are mainly event reviews. I like them a lot. She just goes to random events, stuff she doesn't know anything about, and she just learns about the things. She talks to people. She really engages with the subject matter, and she does a whole review of the organization of the event and what was offered, and how was the security, and how are the lines, and how is this and that, and did the staff seem prepared, and all that. And that's her main jam. And she made this video a while ago about some influencer con that she went to. And it was just a very sad networking event. But there was this, I believe it was the Instagram TikTok after party that she attended, where the music was so loud that she got permanent hearing loss, noticeable damage to her hearing. And after that, she started investing into hearing protection. And she recommended these things, with no sponsorship, she recommended these things called loop earplugs. I have used earplugs before. When I was a little kid, my dad took my brother and I to a monster truck show, and I was bored. That's how you know that I have no interest in cars. Because if you don't at least think monster trucks are cool. I was like, what, they just drive around? And I remember they gave out these foam earplugs, and they didn't feel good. They were uncomfortable. They didn't block out that much noise. And most other experiences I've had with hearing protection have been a little, like, kind of, like, lame. I decided to invest in these things. The Loop, I believe the ones I have are the Experience 2s. They look like a little bit like Bluetooth earbuds, like wireless earbuds. They aren't digital. They are not digital or electronic at all. They are just earplugs that you put in, and then you make sure it has a seal in your ear hole, and you kind of like twist it down to lock it in the little, kind of tuck it into the back of your ear. At a couple points during the show, I went in with wearing them. I put them in. And at a couple points during the show, I was like, this still feels really loud. Like, it feels really intense. I mean, at one point during the second opener, the bass was so powerful that my chest was shaking. My whole body, and I could specifically feel my chest shaking. And I thought, man, this just feels really, like, I don't know if these are really doing anything. And I would take them out and think and realize, oh yeah, there is a certain level of volume even higher that is being blocked out by these. So okay, it's doing something. I walked out of the show, like 2 hours of hardcore noise music, and I took them out, and I had no ear ringing. None at all. I didn't even have that weird, soft, fuzzy feeling that you get when you go to you're in a really loud environment, and then you get out and you're like, ooh, my eardrums, my ear canal feels, yeah, it's that soft feeling. I didn't even have that. I took them off and I felt normal. I had zero ear ringing at all. So, honestly, very impressed. And they're like $30, which might seem like, oh, that seems like a lot for hearing protection. But the fact that they are just a thing that I only have to buy once and they work forever, and it prevents that much, I think that's a pretty good investment. If you're into going to like very loud shows or anything where you're worried about your hearing, I would genuinely recommend these. No sponsorship, just saying sometimes corporate product is good product. So I have to recommend the Loop. They have like all these different variations. They have like one specifically for sleeping. I can't imagine all of them are like super different. But for shows specifically, yeah, the Experience 2s. More than good enough. Honestly, very impressed with how they performed. And had a good time. And now I can go to shows with no fear of impairment to my hearing. No fear of long-term hearing damage, which is cool.